Hello, it's day number 46. It's definitely the end of day 46. It's currently 20 to 2 in the morning. Yeah, today's been a good one. Today's been actually pretty solid. So we did everything that we were planning on doing. We went to IKEA, we got a bunch of stuff, paid someone to bring it to us, got it in, and I have done a time-lapse of both going to IKEA, coming back from IKEA, putting everything from the van into the house here, and then me building a bunch of it. Now, all told, taking that footage from the GoPro and bringing it onto the computer, into the hard drive that I'm using for editing, took over 2 hours. Now, I wasn't exactly hot on getting everything over. I, took a break for a couple of minutes and that sort of thing, but still took 2 hours. All the footage together, including an extra video that I recorded just while I had the camera still set up in the living room, which is me, Rowan, Saguta, and Dexter playing with football while the room is empty. All of that, including that, comes to 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Cool, right? Oh man, I hate time lapses. Why do I do this to myself? Oh, never mind. You know what? It's fine. Like, we're experimenting with things. We're experimenting with setups. Tomorrow there's even more IKEA stuff being built. I've still got a table, a dining table, a bench, 2 Billy bookcases with doors, and a large shelf, and all of that needs to go and be assembled, and then I need to do some small amounts of metal sawing because I've got a mounting rail that I've got to put everything up on the wall with, and then hang everything, and then I've got to go up a ladder 4 meters in order to get to one of the light bulbs that needs changing. So yeah, it's all a bit of fun, isn't it? Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, you'll see in one of the shots exactly how tall our ceilings are. I mean, we're on a ground floor apartment, and when we moved in, I couldn't believe how tall the ceilings were. It's literally 4 meters. I could happily put in mezzanine flooring and just double the amount of floor space that we have, obviously with approval and stuff, and a lot of investigation into how exactly to do that without bringing down walls. But yeah, that's just, yeah, it's madness. It's utter madness. We're looking at the stuff in IKEA and we're like, oh yeah, it doesn't look that big, and everything says oh yeah, everything looks fine. And then you get it home and you realize exactly how large 2 meters is, and then you look and you double that, and oh yeah, it's ridiculous. But oh well, never mind. So yeah, I've got a lot more work to do. So essentially, I've just been doing adult Lego for a while, I've got to play with it a little bit more tomorrow. Saguta's taking Rowan out to Mauer Park while I assemble everything in here. Should be good, hopefully they'll have a lot of fun. It'll give me a couple of hours peace and quiet. I can lock the door of the living room here, and I can get Dexter out, because, well, you'll see in the time lapse, he wants to be helpful with putting together IKEA kits, but he's not really. Yeah, I've got to make a decision as well as to whether or not I censor Rowan and just put like a black block over the top of him, because he comes into the room a little bit into putting some of the stuff together, or whether or not I just cut the footage as well. Of course, yeah, I know there's been at least a couple of frames of him in one of the videos previously that I missed when I was culling footage, because we are a little bit weird about putting pictures of him online. We don't do that. Not at this point anyway, you know, like later on, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll make a decision at some point. Had a chat with Saguta, just in case, and she has reiterated that no, she does not want to do any interviewing, regardless of what people have asked for. So, you know, fair enough. What else is going on? Oh, we had another chat with my mum. Figured out everything that's going on. So my mum is, as I said, my mum's coming over to stay for about a week at the end of June, leading into the beginning of July. And she's had confirmed things like a mobility scooter being delivered and this, that, and the other, because my mum can't walk too much. Basically, she needs use of sticks and crutches and wheelchairs and all sorts of things. So we're getting that delivered the morning after she gets here, which means we'll be able to go out and, because it's one of these all-terrain things, we should be able to just drive out, go places, go to parks, play areas, all sorts of things. So there'll probably be a large increase in the amount of time-lapsing and an outdoor footage for that week. I have no idea what the food situation is going to be like. She has said, you know, I can do whatever with food. She doesn't mind. But obviously, if I make anything for her, she's probably going to want to put some meat on it or something like that, which I said, you know, like, fair enough. Like, if I do cook anything, like going into it straight from meat and oil and stuff into what is fairly restricted, let's be fair, she might have a bit of an issue with that. Most people would. I think that's genuinely why we do the potato at the beginning, just so that when you can start eating food again, you go, food, you know, tasty things. But yeah, like we'll see. I guess I'm gonna try broaching the subject of possibly an interview with her, see what she thinks, because she's now seen all of her children with various attempts at losing weight and that sort of thing. I mean, my younger brother, Matty, who's the trained chef, he started going to the gym and working out and this, that, and the other, because he was told that his blood pressure was ridiculously high for his age, and he was also offered gastric band surgery a few years ago, and that was his wake-up call, and he said, nah, like, you're all right. So he went off, started eating better, went to the gym, all sorts of things, and lost a ton of weight. He works as a postman now. He gets his 10,000 steps in per day within around about the first hour of going into work. So, you know, he's built. He's still stocky, but it's like muscle and a little bit of padding, let's say. My younger sister Amber, she's been doing apparently Slimming World, I think it is, since March. Last year, this year. Do you know, I'm actually not entirely sure. I know that they all started Slimming World at around about the same time, and my mum and Matty kind of fell out of it because Matty'd already learned like other ways of eating, and is doing all of his exercise and stuff. So he kind of fell out of it. And my mum, I think, just kind of fell out of it at some nebulous point for undisclosed reasons. I don't know. But yeah, my sister's done really well on it. And this is, I don't even want to know how many times that I've started trying to lose weight. Even though this is definitely the most successful. Like I've lost... well, no, that's a lie, actually. It's not quite the most successful. So far, I've lost less than I did when I was in Bristol on, like going to the gym, and I tried eating paleo and that sort of thing at that point. And I've lost less, but I've lost it over a much shorter period of time. We're still like less than 7 weeks in. And when I was losing weight in Bristol, it took maybe 3, 4, possibly even 5 months to do that. And that was with going to the gym almost every single day and rowing for an hour and all sorts of things. So, I don't know. I think I'm doing much better this time around. And I don't feel like I'm denying myself anything. Really. The meat's not in the diet anymore, but kind of doesn't need to be. Or at least now I feel like it kind of doesn't need to be, oh man, IKEA was weird as well. So my spoken German is slightly better than Sakuta's. So, I get volunteered, or voluntold, I believe the term is, to go up and talk to people in German. So I asked for, I was the one who went up to the hot counter and asked for, a plate of meatballs with mashed potatoes and some pasta with sauce for the boy and all that sort of stuff. And I didn't even really look at the food on the hot plate. I just, it didn't interest me. I had a look at the salad boxes, the pre-prepared ones, and they had chicken Caesar salad and salmon. And, I love salmon. I do. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite fish to eat. And I just saw that, there wasn't an option without meat or fish, and just went, oh, okay. And then went to the salad bar. It's so, there's little things that keep popping up every now and again that just really freak me out about this and how things have just changed completely. But yeah, anyway, at some point maybe the novelty will wear off, but don't know. Maybe I'll just be like this forever. Just every now and again, every few vlog entries going, I didn't even think about meat. I don't know. I don't know at all. But I suppose it makes it fun, doesn't it? You're constantly being surprised by yourself and by your own willpower and that sort of thing. There's not even that much willpower involved. I just have to remember, don't break the rules too often. That's really not that difficult, actually. But anyway. So yeah, lunch was a salad with bread. I did put a little bit of pepper on there, but just one single solitary packet. No salt. Saguta had the salt. Had some still water. That was pretty good, actually. That was a nice little lunch. After hoofing around the trolley full of all the stuff that we got and picking it off the shelves and everything, it was just barely under 250 kilos, which is a quarter of a metric ton. That's double what I currently weigh, I think. It's actually over double what I currently weigh, but just slightly less than double what I weighed when I began this. So maybe 3 weeks ago, it would have been double my weight. So I'm pushing that around, and it It was hard going. We got home and I had to eat bread. Just like, here's a giant chunk of bread and a giant glass of water, and just, double-handed the two. It was, it wasn't great. Dinner tonight was actually pretty large as well, because we finally got everything in and sorted, and I put together a bunch of the stuff as well. So I took the brown rice that I had left over, the final portion of brown rice. So now I need to either buy more rice or cook everything else that I bought. Because I've got like lentils and polenta and pastas, and it's kind of crazy the amount of starches that I have that aren't rice anymore. So it was the last little portion of that. One of the 2 portions of 3-bean chili, and the mushrooms and onions that I sautéed up the other day for a sandwich. I microwaved all of those, heated them all up, threw them all in one of the large bowls together, slapped on a very, very liberal amount of the sriracha with garlic, mixed it all together, and then had the last of my olive and onion ciabatta, just to, sort of mop up sauce and that sort of thing. And yeah, that was good. It was very, very spicy though. Like, to the point where I was sat in front of the fan. I've had the fan on for quite a while, actually. Like, you can even see it in the time-lapse footage. The fan is just going. So I'm sat in front of the fan and sweat is pouring out of me. My nose filled up and blocked. It was definitely spicy. If you're into that sort of thing, if you like spicy food, it was good. It was really good. I mean, the chili on its own is pretty spicy, because I put a fair few peppers in and loads of chili flakes and all sorts of things, but adding the sriracha to it was, that really knocked it up a notch. After all of that, me and the boy went and had a bath together, splashed water everywhere, and we finally found a way to stop Rowan from getting upset when we pour water over his head. Usually he's fine and he loves showers, but if he's in a bath and you're pouring a cup of water over his head so that you can like wet his hair and then wash it, he doesn't like it. What we found is, if you're in the bath with him and you pour water over your head, or you hold the cup and help him do it, hilarious. So I spent the entire time I was in the bath, apart from the 10-15 minutes at the end where I actually scrubbed myself and used my own shower gel as that sort of thing, as opposed to baby body wash. All of that getting splashed in the face and having water poured over my head. It was kind of fun, actually. It's been a little while since I did that. It's mainly just been like showering and we've been bathing him on his own and all that. And he's not had a wonderful time of it, but it was nice just to say, you know what, I'm going to get in the bath as well. I'm warm, I'm sticky, I'm gross. There we go. Let's just sort everything out, have a bit of fun. So yeah, that was cool. Put him to bed not too long after that, around about 9, and kind of fell asleep myself, which is why it took me up until about 11:30 to start pulling footage from the GoPro. Yeah, I should have probably done that a lot earlier, but late nights are a thing for me apparently, so what are you gonna do? And yeah, I've caught up with the latest episode of One Punch Man, season 2, which I love that anime. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, what else is going on? Oh, the pre-release as well. Pre-release, I finished watching that and sort of caught up with everything. Yeah, that was amazing. That was really, really fun to watch. The set that they're playing Modern Horizons isn't out up until next week, I think. And yeah, I need to buy some of that. I need to get some of the cards from that. Ooh, final thing, just before we wrap, and I finally let you see some footage, is My brother-in-law, Veloz, his graduation apparently falls around about the same time as my friends Rosie and Kerry's wedding. Now, my sort of unstated ultimate goal is to get to the ideal weight or thereabouts for a man of my height eventually. Now, apparently that's about 70 kilos. I don't mind if I'm a little bit over. I've been overweight all my life. If I can even get down to 100 or 95, 95 will still be much lower than I've ever gone before. If I can push it all the way down to the 70, I'll be a completely different person, and I will have lost almost half of my weight from start, which is a pretty good goal, and it's kind of scary actually. Like, I've carried things today and put things together today that weigh the same amount as what I have lost, and carrying them in your hands is heavy. Like, it sucks. And to think that that was on my skeleton, and like that was insulating my organs and my brain and everything, is just scary. And the fact that there's even more to go, like, you know, there's about as much to go still as the dining table that I have to put up tomorrow. And that's, yeah, like, oof. When you start thinking of it in terms of that, that's pretty bad. Look, I did say when we first started out that I was going to go off on tangents, and do you know what? I've kept that promise, for better or worse. So, Veloz's graduation is in November. Kerry and Rosie's wedding is in November. My unstated goal is to hit around about 70 kilos. You know, like, it's a decent goal. The second part of that unstated goal is I kind of want to lose everything, or at least get close to that goal weight, by the time it comes round to going over to the UK for their wedding. Because then I can turn up at, you know, all of my other friends and honestly probably shock them, unless they're watching the vlogs as well. They might be, I don't know. Given that I've only got like 11 subscribers at the minute, probably not. But, you know, we'll see. Now, that's just like for my own thing, because everyone that I know in Bristol has only ever seen me at my, you know, 100 kilos or above. If I can get down below that, I mean, when I left Bristol, I was like pushing 120, 125. So if I can get down below that, if I can get to goal weight before November, which is still a fair few months away, awesome. I'll be over the moon. I'll be ecstatic by that. But, you know, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's not the end of the world. But I would like to do it just as like a nice thing for them as well. I don't want to be like, you know, the fat guy in the back of all their photographs. So, yeah. Now, where things get complicated is Veloz's graduation, which is around about the same sort of time. So I think the way that it works is it's either the day that I was planning on leaving, or like the day before, or something like that. So Saguta dropped that bombshell on me today as we were coming out of IKEA. So what we would have to do is, she definitely has to go to his graduation. He came to hers, etc. It's a big deal. I know it's a big deal. But I'm also going to Bristol like the day after, 2 days after, whatever. Which means that because we've never left Rome with a babysitter before, we don't want that to be the first thing. And, you know, we kind of don't really trust people with looking after them, unless it's like, you know, a couple of hours and it's one of the grandmothers or grandfathers or something like that, you know? We haven't crossed that bridge yet. It's gonna probably take a while because we're both weird. Anyway, so one of us would have to take Rowan, and if we're flying separately, that means that it's only going to be one parent with the baby, and trying to corral buggies and luggage and child and carry-ons and everything like that is going to be a nightmare. So what I suggested, sort of like out of hand right at the time, was, well, why don't we look at both of us going over together, and then that's 2 parents with boy. I'm kind of planning on buying clothing and stuff while I'm there anyway, because all of my suits are tailored's the wrong word, because I buy them off the rack. All of my suits are sized for fat Martin, and I have no idea what size Martin I'm going to be when I get there. So I figure if I just wait, get there, go to whatever off-the-rack place I can find, or maybe drop a little bit of money on it and get something tailored, you know, like take it in a little bit, etc. Why not? You know, it's a special suit, special occasion. Get all of that done, turn up to the thing, and then bring it back in a suitcase. I only need like a small carry-on. I don't need much luggage for even for a week. I'm a dude. We pack light. But we can all go over together, and then it's only one flight of one parent with baby, as opposed to 2 or however many. And if we can, you know, sort of wangle it, if we can negotiate, maybe either Uncle Veloz or Grandma Roma will want to come to Germany for a couple of days, and will fly with Sigurta, which means that, you know, she's again not alone, because she only needs to come over for like 1 or 2 days. I'm planning on coming over for a week so that I can go and see everyone on the south coast that I know. So Bristol, do the wedding, go off to Bournemouth for a couple of days, see everyone there, fly back to Germany. Like that's my little holiday plans. So I think that's got legs. I need to look into it a lot more. I need to do all the planning, all the logistics of it and stuff like that. But yeah, I think there's potential. I think. Oh, hello. Oh dear, you've turned on the computer. Oh no. Right. Well, because the cat has turned on the computer and we're about to have the fan start up and be excessively noisy, I'll call it here and let you get on with watching stuff. Okay. Ooh. It's a little bit brighter with the computer screen on. That's the thing that I hadn't considered. Right, yeah, I'm gonna go. So thank you very much for joining me. Well, hello, hi. What's the matter? Oh, dearie me. Oh yes, I know. Yeah, we'll go. We'll see you tomorrow. Dude, see you tomorrow for day 47. Oh, big hello. You do realise you're on the microphone, right? Right, day 47, tomorrow. See you then. Bye.